With you, Genius, you, how many times you been Calypso King?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times Calypso King and 1 time Road March King.
Okay, so in those days, the road march was different than now, right?
Yes, it was. The time that I won it, really, it was judged on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that was a better time?
I think it was a good system, but when you look around and you see how they judge a road march throughout the islands, it's judged on the road.
It's on the road.
Because that's what they say, road march, so it should be judged on the road.
So the people, they gauge, the people respond to the music on the road.
Right, exactly. You see, it judge, depends on how the people respond to the music that you have out there.
But then I could always pay off a band to play my music.
But that's what that was happening too, and that's the reason why they did put it on the road for a while. After, when I first started and it was judged in the village, they put it on the road. But then they had people that had orchestras who were splitting up the band in 3 and 4 pieces there, next 3 and 4 pieces there, and then there was running road match every year and saying the road match gig. So it happened. It happened in the 80s.
Yes, true. I remember a guy, he split up his band in 3 or 4 pieces.
Road match every year.
Wow, very good. You're the best. And so, 2 times Calypso King and 1 time Road Match King.
Yeah.
And for you, King Jacko?
I won the Calypso Crown 2 times, twice.
Yeah.
And road match came first one up twice in the road match.
Now you guys go back a long time, right? Who started first, you or Genius?
I started
Genius.
first. I started in 1975.
Wow.
44 years to be exact.
Yeah.
If you listen, I have a song out now, and I'm giving the history of that. I'm 44 years around. Yeah.
And this is the CD you got there. That's I have it on screen so you can see.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrating the 50th anniversary. It's a song that I released just about going to 2 weeks now, and it's doing pretty good. The response I'm getting from people, tremendous.
And the name of the song is
Celebrate.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
So celebrating 50 years.
50 years of Carnival.
So with this 50 years of Carnival, you're not going to be taking part?
Well, there is a misunderstanding going on between the Calypsonians and the committee. And I'm standing with Calypso. I have nothing against the committee, but for respect for the Calypso, I cannot go against Calypso. I have to stand up with Calypso.
Wow.
So the majority of the guys, the big ones, they decide they're not taking part this year. So here I am, going along with them.
Okay, and what about you, King Jacko?
Yeah, well, I was not going to participate actually in the Calypso competition. My plans was to release a song, but after the problems came in with the Calypsonians and the Carnival Committee, well, I decided, I just won't do anything at all. As Genius said too, if it's anything, I'm going to be on the side of the Calypsonians, that's for sure. Because I know what they are fighting for. And I don't want to go too much in that, but I will have to stand up with them.
Yeah.
But I had no plans of competing. But I would have released a song, but after this whole controversy came up, I decided just forget about it, just stay out of it.
So what year did you start?
I started, it's strange because Genius used to work down at Great Bay Hotel, and I used to play music at Great Bay Hotel with Anthony Thomas. I played there for 10 years with Ray, and yes, and Genius used to work down there, and I saw him won the crown twice. Nice, well. I decided to give it a try. So I went in 1977.
Yeah.
And I won the crown in 1977, and I went back in 1978, and I won the crown again in 1978.
Okay. You got a cover album, if you look at them, what year you did that album?
I did this album I did in 1979. I did this under international, a lot of people don't know that, but this was done under international label in New York, which was Charlie's Records.
Yeah?
Yes, and I did this album in New York. It was actually produced by Charlie's Records in New York. And I don't talk about it a lot, but that was done under an international label. It wasn't just a label like that. It was one of the biggest labels in Calypso. Everybody, all the top Calypsonians, including Sparrow, was under this label, all the Calypsonians.
And what are the songs you have on that?
I had 8 songs on this. I had 8 songs on the album. I had one of the songs that I did on this album was arranged by Elimat.
Oh, from
yes,
the G.I. Brass and Sinkers.
Yes, Elimat and the G.I. Brass did one of these songs on the album, and the rest was arranged by the late great Adi Koto. Professor Adi Koto. Professor Adi Koto.
And then when it comes to you, Joan, you had some internationally known hits actually also.
Yeah, like I said, I started in 1975.
Yeah.
And from the moment I started to sing, I was doing professional recording.
Yeah.
I record from 1975. And in that journey, I had a lot of hits. Yeah, the first was a local one, Fire in Town.
Yeah, that was really, really big. Yeah.
Then we went on, we had Going Back to Africa, Jam It With Me, Rumba in Santo Domingo. We also had the Rumba in Colombia. Yeah. We had Melinda out of Puerto Rico. There was a lot of Rumbas. So they was pretty good in Aruba. Those songs sell pretty good. At that time, I had a guy, a good salesman, Huey Richardson. He used to take the music to Aruba. Aruba was one of my biggest supporters. That's where I sell most of my music when I record. And I did good with the rumba music down there, and they really went, for that type of music.